Tariffs are causing strawberries to rot at the border. Over 300 tonnes of strawberries rotting because of, actually not tariffs this time, non-tariff barriers. Now, this is coming from the old garage, actually. I've been working on the car. I've kind of got really oily fingernails. I managed to wash it as best I can for you, but I'm still covered in oil. So I said, sod it, I'm going to make this feckin' video, even though I'm a bit oily. But there you go, we'll carry on. Now, the thing is, you see, there's some distinct comparisons to the tariffs and non-tariff barriers. There's some distinct comparisons about, with Donald Trump and his tariffs and the Brexit in the United Kingdom. Now, we did manage to get a non-tariff, a free trade deal. Not including, obviously, rules of origin and what have you, but strawberries, non-tariff barriers applied. So they should have got across the channel into the European Union without any trouble. But unfortunately, the non-tariff barriers, because now we have heaps of paperwork to do, which we didn't have before, the Brexit, is causing the massive delays and additional costs, to the point of the farmer just throwing everything up in the air and saying, well, it's not worth the trouble. Now, for a small farm, it's costing around $40,000 a year. A medium farm, around £300,000 sterling a year. And for the larger farms, well over $1 million, just in additional fees for checks at the border. Effectively, you could really call that a tariff, but you're paying to your own government and not to the government that is the country receiving the goods. Now, just like your tariffs, where you had no tariffs with Korea and what have you, the paperwork would have been a darn sight easier. There's zero tariffs with Korea. South Korea, not North Korea. Zero tariffs, but now there's massive tariffs. And they're about to go up again very soon. And it's these additional costs and barriers to trade, additional costs, paperwork, etc., causes delays. And when you've got, let's say, for instance, soft fruit in like strawberries, every day delay means there's another day lost on the shelf. It means there's less value. So the value goes down. So the amount of time this export of strawberries that's heading to the European Union, unfortunately, the value of them goes down and nobody wants them. Because they're not going to sit on the shelves long enough. They basically be rotten. By the time they got to their destination, remember the European Union member states encompasses a large area, it'll be road traffic, it's got to get there. All right, so another day. It goes on and on and on. Before you know it, they're rotten. They're gone. So this particular farmer has made a decision and said, well, we can't supply. Now, because of that, he's had to bin 300 tonnes of strawberries because of the Brexit paperwork. You see, he couldn't get invest the money into the pickers, which he struggles to get anyway now. He's having to import them and pay huge amounts of costs to get them over and then provide them with accommodation and stuff like that. It's madness. You see, before the Brexit, we had people coming and go from Romania as pickers and what have you to do a job that a lot of the British citizens don't want to do. Just like you in the United States, you've got a lot of jobs. Pickers, for instance, more often than not, would be coming over from Mexico and maybe some other countries as well. Well, they're all in El Salvador, aren't they? In that prison. That gulag. Now, needless to say, there's a shortage of people in the United States to pick the fruit. I wouldn't be surprised you're going to be seeing some very similar problems there. Just like we are. And don't forget, Brexit was basically back in 2016 was when the vote was, and then the end of the transition period, which was about 2021, and it's like, crikey, and it's now 2025 and we've still got problems. These problems are not going to go away. Not unless we have some form of changing the agreement, which I can't see happening. It took a long time to negotiate this trade and cooperation agreement with the European Union, and by no means is it perfect. The United Kingdom had to impose checks and what have you at the border because the European Union is basically saying, well, we want to know what's coming into our country. So you might be saying it's strawberries, but they want to know there's not something else stuck in amongst them. Like, I don't know, British refugees, asylum seekers, trying to get out of Britain. Maybe, you never know, do you? So UK leading berry farmer has told LBC that he has been forced to let hundreds of tons of strawberries to rot in the fields because Brexit red tape, and warns that UK shoppers should expect shortages and soaring food prices. Now, back in the day, me and my family, we used to go and do strawberry picking, a place called Rackheath, and there used to be masses of strawberry fields and the fruit fields there as well. It's all hedges on it now, because they too have decided that, well, we'll sell the land. That's what they've done, and it's built on. It's you put non-tariff barriers in as well as tariff barriers, well then you're going to create other barriers, all right? We've also got issues regarding transportation. You're going to have different issues regarding transportation in the fact that you're going to have a lot of people companies going bankrupt because they're going to lose contracts because of the tariffs. Trade embargoes, for instance. Getting stuff to the ports are empty. Getting foodstuffs to the port to go to China, or China said, no, thank you, we're now getting it from Mexico, we're now getting it from Australia, we're now getting, you know how it goes. That's what happens when you disrupt your trade. The machines, all these spokes in the wheel, that all got to be, kept tight. And unfortunately now, you've got quite a few spokes missing. And it's literally it's falling to pieces in the United States. Now just think about what's happened in the UK, and we've still got problems. And it's 2025. The vote was back in 2016. We've even got people such as Kemi Badnock, who was the business secretary when the Conservatives were in power. Even she's saying now we need to look at renegotiating the deal. It's madness. It's madness. Free trade and free movement of people even helps your economy prosper. As soon as you stop that, you haven't got other people's money, such as your tourism in the United States is going to get around an $80 billion hit so far. It's other people's money. They're imports. If you haven't got the other people's money coming in, you need the other people to make the money happen. Like, for instance, pick the food in the fields, because I'm sure bet those who voted MAGA are not going to be working those fucking fields, are they? No. And a lot of those tender crops can't be picked by machines. So, maybe in the future, but not yet. So, that could be a warning to you, a lesson. Tariffs and non-tariff barriers, blocking yourself from world markets, trade embargoes pretty much, is not going to assist your economy. It's going to do exactly the same as what Brexit has done to the UK, but on steroids. It's going to cripple you. Anyway, you tell me what you think. Please leave it in the comments down below. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know. And do you know any farmers who are struggling? Maybe you can't get the people to pick the food. What are you? Send me some links over. Anyway, time for me to go. Say toodaloo, Maybe you've got a spot channel, just hit the like button, or you do it on Patreon or buy us coffee or super thanks and stuff. And it is very much appreciated. It really is. And I'll keep trying to spread the news because we have to get past all this crap. The networks are absolutely bombarded with rubbish by Donald Trump. And the honesty and the truth isn't getting through. And I promise you one thing, I will not lie to you. I might make mistakes occasionally, I'm only human, and I'm learning all the time, just like anybody. But I will not lie. Ask the missus, Do I look nice in this dress? Does this make my ass look big? Yes, darling. Toodaloo.